Guild Wars and I go way back to 2006, when the second expansion released for the original Guild Wars game. When Guild Wars 2 released in 2012, I played the beta, and it remains the only game I have ever pre-ordered. But that was more than a decade ago. Since then, I've gotten married and become a dad. Now, I want to go in with a fresh account and a fresh perspective to see what the game is like for those of us with a busy schedule. That being said, I still might be a little bit biased. It can be tricky to justify spending lots of time in one game. MMOs, especially ones as old and with such a rich history as Guild Wars 2, have tons of content and expansions to work through. I created a brand new free account to see what the new play experience is like. The free account gives us access to the whole base game. We also get a raptor for about 10 hours, which helps us get around the world much faster. There's also waypoints which you can unlock by exploring the map, and that helps us bounce around the maps with speed. Guild Wars 2 is an easy game to pick up. It's the type of game you can play for anywhere between 30 minutes and 2 hours. Wherever you log off, that's where your character will be when you start the game. It doesn't just reset you to the nearest home base or the nearest city. Objectives and the main quests can be completed within 30 minutes. Guild Wars 2 also uses a really cool horizontal progression system. This means you aren't grinding for many hours just to get experience and the best gear in order to keep up with the enemies and the bosses in the area. You can create a very customized character to enter the world of Guild Wars 2. There are a lot of options for creating a character. There are the races: Human, Char, Asura, Sylvari and Norn. For this playthrough, I picked Char. Then we can pick our profession. There are 9 professions to choose from, but only 8 are available in the free account. The game also gives a cool little guide as to which professions are more complicated to pick up for beginners, which is helpful and from my experience is quite accurate. I choose the Mesmer because it's a unique profession in fantasy games, and it's also the profession that I have the most nostalgia for because it's the one I played back in Guild Wars 1 and Guild Wars 2 when I originally played the game. We start off thrown into battle, needing to defend our comrades from an attack by some Ascalonian ghosts. It's not long before we're tasked with helping the Char investigate some undead rising, and through this we get roped into fighting the elder dragon Zaitan. This is the main story of the game, and really each step you take is a step closer towards fighting Zaitan at the end of the game. We won't get to Zaitan in our 15 hours, but that doesn't mean that it's not packed with other cool and interesting things to do. Things like fighting undead fiends, joining a society to tackle the dragons, and clean smelly cows. On that, there are a lot of side quests which you can use to level up. The story requires you to be a minimum level before continuing, so doing the side quests and exploring the maps are essential. That doesn't mean they're a grind. You get lots of experience just by simply roaming around and getting waypoints, vistas, and fulfilling the side objectives. There's also the Adventurer's Guide to help you fulfill objectives and get experience even faster. Along the way, we're given a few options to personalize and customize our game and character in a way that feels unique to us, but it really doesn't affect the broader story. It just makes you feel more connected to the character. Objectives activate as soon as you're in the area, which means you aren't running back and forth to both receive a quest and then collect the reward from it after you're done. Within my first 15 hours, I was able to get a decent distance into the main quest, but that being said, there's still a lot to go, and the game will keep you busy for a long time and keep you coming back for more. The gameplay of Guild Wars 2 is relatively straightforward and easy to grasp. WASD to move, and the number keys on the top activate different skills depending on what weapon you have, and also based on your character's level. We unlock different skills by leveling up, as well as using different weapons. Some weapons are class locked, and only unlock if you buy certain expansions for the game. There's still lots to choose from in the base game, so it never bothered me. There's tons of enemy types, so you'll constantly be adjusting your playstyle, which makes for a dynamic game. You can select 2 weapons and alternate between the 2 at any stage. You can also fight underwater, and that can be really fun and entertaining. It's also probably the best version of underwater combat that I've experienced in the game before, because it feels smooth and transitions quite naturally. The map can provide a lot of experience. There's points of interest, vistas, waypoints, and just unlocking the Fog of War will give you some experience points. Guild Wars 2 has a lot to offer, especially for cash-strapped dads. Being a parent is expensive. Between kids schooling, unforeseen medical expenses, and planning birthdays, it's tough to find space for yourself. Hopping onto the base game of Guild Wars 2 gives you all the experience of playing a fun fantasy RPG, but also the option to play with friends and random people on a Friday night when the kids go down. It's also not overly violent, which means if your kids do watch you play the game, then they won't be scarred for life or have bad dreams because of it. I definitely recommend Guild Wars 2 as a fun game to make your home in between other releases that you might be waiting to buy. The community is super friendly and really helpful when you play the game. One time I had to help my kid with something and left my character in what I thought was a safe spot. When I came back, some other people had revived me because I was attacked while AFK. It's a small thing, but to me it meant quite a lot. Thanks for joining me as we delved into Guild Wars 2. I enjoyed my 15 hours in the game, and I'm sure if you choose to pick up the game, that you will too. If you liked this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. What MMOs have you played, and what was your experience in the game? Comment down below. Next time, we're going to do some platforming in Crash Bandicoot 4.